so I'm going to invite you to take a comfortable seat where your spine is nice and long. Oh yeah, I heard that big sigh. I feel that too. So settling into your seat and noticing your breath moving through your body and kind of checking in with your body. Body, what do you need today? And setting your intention. How do you want to feel when we're done with practice today? And then when you're ready, we're going to start with some little circles with your body. Okay? And see if you can kind of move slowly, right? So your butt stays on the ground and you're circling with your body. You're noticing how that low back and your hips feel, and then pausing and going the other direction for a few circles. And coming to a stop, now we're going to inhale those arms up and we're going to do a little twist. So taking one arm forward, one arm back, inhale, arms up, exhaling, and we're going to just move with your breath. And if it doesn't feel good to lift your arms, you can keep your arms down, just inhale, center, and twist. And after your second side, we'll come through the center. We're going to stretch out those legs, since that's, part of our focus today, the bottom of the body. And have your legs in a kind of not a super wide angle, maybe as wide as your mat. And we're going to take the hands on the hips, and you're just going to inhale, body up, exhale, come forward with your heart. So you're not moving your head down, you're coming forward with your whole body. Just inhale up, exhale forward. Nice. Now, next time you come up, we're going to keep the right leg where it is and just bring your left foot in without using your hands. Just see if you can kind of glide it in. We'll take the hands onto the right leg and keep that foot flexed. Inhale, body up, exhale, slide down. And so just inhale up, exhale forward, and continue to move with your breath. Gives us so much information. I'm like, Now, next time you come up, we're going to straighten out that leg and bring in your other foot. And again, keeping your straight leg, foot flexed, hands on the leg, inhale, body up, exhale, slide down. And one more time. And when you come up, we are going to straighten out that leg and find your tennis balls. And since the focus is the lower part of the body, so you're going to take your tennis balls, your butt stays on the ground, and you're going to push the tennis ball into the top of the hamstrings, right, the top of those muscles on the back of the leg. And then stretch out your legs a little bit. Just moving this out of the way because it's funny noises. And then you're going to point and flex. So I like to keep a little bend in the knees and point and flex the feet. So can you feel that under that? And if it hurts, you can bring those balls forward a little bit. And then we're going to stop with our feet flexed and open and close the legs. Again, lots of information here. So this starts to help to loosen up the hamstrings. And then when you're done moving your legs in and out, we're going to take kind of shifting your pelvis forward over, now you're not rolling over the tennis ball, just kind of moving into it. So you're coming front to back, like pedaling your feet. And again, you get lots of information if it's like tight, like a bowstring, or you don't feel anything at all, just kind of noticing what's going on. Now we're going to take one tennis ball out, and this is always a fan favorite, right? You're going to take one tennis ball out, and you're going to take the other tennis ball, and you're going to place it right in the center of your glute. So this can be a little tender, and I like to have a block over here to put my elbow on. Then we're going to carefully make our way into that And so I like to use the pressure of this foot pressing into the ground and this lower leg and this elbow to control how much weight is in that tennis ball. And if you're feeling a little tender, you definitely want to like lift your body up more so there's not so much pressure, because we don't want to like be crying or moaning or anything along those lines. Tender? I'm just watching all of your faces. And you're like trying to smile, but but not. Uh-oh. You're going to, or you do?
I'm going to.
So, and you might stop moving and just see if you can let your body weight move into that tennis ball a little bit, but it's going to depend on what's happening in your body, right? You decide what's okay and what's not okay. Now, we're going to give this side a rest. And so take that tennis ball out. We're going to do the same thing on the second side. So you might move your block. So remember, your pelvis is on the floor. You're going in the center of your glute. And then again, working your way over to that side and controlling how much weight is in that tennis ball. They say lots of our emotions get stored, junk in the trunk kind of thing. And so I like to picture it like breaking apart, sinking down into the earth, moving out of me as that tension releases. Now, again, maybe getting to a place where you stop moving and settle into that tennis ball, maybe adjusting where it is, maybe even taking it out if it's too much. You're going to keep breathing. And then eventually we're going to come up, and now you're going to take both tennis balls, and again, your butt stays on the floor. You're going to lean forward and place the tennis balls behind your pelvis, and then gently lean back into it. And again, you might have to adjust where your tennis balls are and how far back your body goes. Now, you might keep your knees bent and start to move your knees from side to side. Some of you might come down further than others, towards the floor. You're still breathing. Did I mention breathing? And again, you might come to a place where you stop moving the knees and settle back, or you might continue to move. All right, then we're going to take those out. How are your butts feeling right now? Okay. All right. So one last thing I want to do with the tennis balls while we're in this position, and this one is not always so easy to get to. We're gonna do the IT down the outside line of the leg. So you'll start up by your hip and then kind of move over to the side and start to roll that tennis ball down that sideline. And again, no like super graceful way to get into this position. Are people not liking me right now? And again, you don't want too much pressure, right? You don't want it to hurt. A little stretchy sensation is okay.
My idea of a good time.
Are we having fun yet? All right, so now you might stay a little bit longer on that side. We're going to do the second side. So again, same thing, starting at the top of the hip, the outside line, working your way over to the side, finding a way that you can start to work that tennis ball down the outside line of the upper part of the leg. All of a sudden, I felt my temperature go up. Did anybody else feel that? Like, we haven't really started moving yet. Okay. Now, again, you might stay a little bit longer. I do want to do the calves before you change position. So taking your tennis balls, we're gonna go right into the center of your calves. And if you can, heels are on the ground, and again, we're gonna move the feet front to back or side to side, and you're trying to let your legs be heavy into the tennis balls. And then moving your body back, starting to bring the tennis balls down towards your heels. I did lots of walking these last few weeks. Lots more than normal. So again, you can continue with whatever parts you want to work on with the tennis balls. When you're ready, we're gonna grab one of your feet and just kind of massage the bottom of the foot with your thumbs and the top part with your fingers. Stretch out your toes a little bit. And we'll do the second side. Just because it feels good. So, and make sure you did both feet. We're going to come up to standing now. And so whenever you're ready, we're going to bring ourselves into a standing position. And let's roll on the tennis ball with one foot. Just can't get these wrong feet. You know, if you have special powers, you can absolutely do both feet at the same time. Hopefully some of you have continued this practice. No, no comment.
My dog took the ball.
Oh.
I like to chocolate, just stuck in little pieces.
Okay, and then we're gonna switch feet, same thing. And it's so funny, whenever I start doing this, I'm always like, we could just do this the whole time.
And breathe.
And breathe.
Yeah.
And then you have this release. Okay, but we're not going to. So we're going to place our blocks. If you'd like to use blocks when you're in a lunge, you're gonna place them towards the front of your mat and just come up to the front of your mat. And let's inhale those shoulders up towards the ears and slide your shoulder blades down your back as you exhale. Just kind of rolling through your shoulders. You might even shake your arms a little bit. All right. Then let's bring the hands onto the thighs. And I like to have my feet about hip width apart. And inhale, body up, and exhale, slide down halfway, and inhale back up. So we're gonna slowly make our way towards the heels. Inhale, or the feet. Inhale up, exhale, and then whenever you want to deepen, you start to move down your shins towards your feet. And you can have your knees bent, and you're moving with your breath. The inhale is up, the exhale is down. And then one of these times, we're going to stay in our forward bend. And then you might put your hands onto your blocks. And I want you to bring your weight into the left foot. And we're going to lift up the right leg. I like my blocks a little bit forward. And you're only going to bring it up to as high as your hip, not going any higher. And then we're going to bring that knee towards your head. So inhale, lengthen the leg. Exhale, bring your head and knee towards one another. So it's kind of like doing a cat-cow, without putting pressure on your knees in the same way. Now, next time your knee comes in, we're gonna place the right foot on the floor and then extend the left leg. And again, find your place here, make sure you're comfortable. And then whenever you're ready, inhale with the leg extended, exhale, knee towards your head. So you're breathing as you're moving. We're gonna do it one more time. And then after that knee comes in, we'll place the foot on the floor. And then we're gonna step back into a lunge with your right leg. And you're looking again for that comfortable place. Your feet are still hip width apart. Your hands could be on the floor or the blocks. And then isometrically pull your feet towards one another, looking for stability. And we're gonna bring the hands up onto the thigh. And some of you might want to pivot your back heel towards the ground. You're gonna do what's appropriate for you. And then very carefully, we're gonna bring the elbows out to the sides. So find your balance. Okay, inhale is in this position. Exhale, we're gonna straighten the leg and extend the arms. So take that back foot down or take your feet wider if you're finding yourself shaky. Moving with your breath. It's when the heat starts to go up a little bit more. And the next time that your knee's bent, we're gonna bring the hands down to the floor, step that back foot forward, and then take your left foot back into your lunge. And again, get yourself set up to a comfortable place, feet still hip width apart, maybe bringing that heel to the ground, isometrically, legs towards one another, hands onto your thigh, find a non-moving spot to look at. And then again, we're gonna bring the elbows out. And your kind of elbows like shoulder height, and you're pressing back, opening up the chest. Inhale is here, exhale, extend. So you straighten the front leg and extend the arms. Inhale, bend the knee, bend the elbows. Exhale, extend. Moving with your breath. And again, if you're wobbly, take your feet wider or bring that back heel to the ground. And one more time, when those elbows bend, we're gonna bring the hands down to the ground, step that back foot forward. Bring your hands onto your legs, inhale, slide up. Take breath. We're gonna find our tennis balls, and we're going to place them underneath our heels. So your feet are hip width apart, and you have a little yellow sticking out behind your heels. So it's kind of like having squishy high heels on. And you want to weight the front and the back of the feet evenly. Okay, so take a breath. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale the arms up and exhale into a little chair. Right, so your knees are bending, your hips are bending. Inhale up, exhale down. One more time. And again, if it doesn't work with the arms, you could have your arms down on your legs. Okay, so next time you come up, now we're gonna inhale, both arms up, exhale, do a little twist. So one arm goes forward, one arm goes back, and then alternate sides. Moving with your breath. One more time on each side. And when you come back to the center, we're going to bring the hands down to the heart center. Pause for a moment, feel your feet on the ground. And then we're going to slide the tennis balls out to a safe place so they don't get in our way. All right, so for this next part, we're going to be on one foot. So if you want to bring yourself back to the bar or the wall in the back of the room, you're welcome to do that. But we're going to start with our hands at our heart center, and we're going to bring our left knee up. And there's a gentle pressure with your hands. Woo-hoo. thumbs resting on your breastbone. We're gonna take that knee down and then second side. Keep breathing, find a non-moving spot to look at, then bring that foot down. We're gonna release the hands, take them to the outside of your legs. Inhale, body up, exhale, slide down. We're gonna do this for a few breaths. One more time on each side. All right. We're gonna bring those hands back to the heart center. Now we're gonna add on to this, right? So possibility, if when we're doing this and you're near the wall, you take your hands off of your heart center and put one on the wall, or put your hands in whatever position feels safe. So we're gonna lift up the left knee, find your focus and your balance, and then you're gonna straighten it and start to bring it behind you, and then come back up to standing. Keep breathing. I know, I felt like, would you hold your breath? So again, gentle pressure on the hands, thumbs on the breastbone. Lift up your right knee, straighten that leg out, sweep it back. The foot is flexed, and you're letting your leg guide your body forward, and then when you're complete, that foot comes down. Beautiful. Then we're gonna take the hands onto the hips now. Same thing. Knee comes up, breathe, focus, straighten that leg. Let the leg be your guide. And then come on up. Second side. Knee comes up, you're still breathing. Straighten the leg, sweep it back. The leg guides the body forward. And then the foot comes down. Nice. Last time we're going to do this particular position, we're going to bring the arms out to the sides. And again, and some of you might even have your arms overhead. That pulls too much on my back body, but some of you might do this position like that. And we're going to, again, bring the knee up, straighten that leg, let it come behind you. And then when you're complete, place that foot on the ground. Second side, knee up, straighten the leg, sweep it back. So lovely. All right, so coming back to the front of your mat, we're going to inhale those arms up, exhale into our forward bend. You can slide your hands down or come into your forward bend, however it works for you. And you're going to bend your knees however much you need to get your hands on the ground. And we're going to step back into some level of plank. You could have your knees on the ground. And the movement is going to be inhale in our plank, exhale back to a down dog. Just moving with your breath. Inhale forward, exhale back. Some of you might move into an up dog. If you're on your knees, you're going to inhale. When you're down, with your knees down, exhale back towards child's pose. And I would take your knees back further, Jean. You could blanket with you. Okay, one more time. And when you come forward, we are all going to place our knees on the ground, and if you'd like to have a little blanket there, you can go ahead and do that. So here we are, looking for a position that helps you out. So I want you to engage your core so your belly isn't reaching towards the ground, right? And your spine is somewhat flat. And we're going to inhale up here and exhale back towards child's pose. Same movement. The legs in a different position. Making sure that the knees are comfortable and safe. Now, next time you come up, we're going to come forward with the hips, opening up your chest, softening your shoulders away from your ears, and exhaling back. So how's everybody doing? Okay. Still breathing, still moving. now's when it's gonna get fun. So, now we're gonna start in our tabletop position. You're gonna lift up, so your left knee is bent. You're gonna take it out to the side and then extend your leg. Bend the knee again and bring the knee down. Second side, bring that leg up to the side with the knee bent, straighten the leg, bend the knee, and it comes down. And we'll alternate sides, lift up, straighten the leg, bring it back down, second side. Reminds me a little bit of Jane Fonda, I must say. And when you finish your second side, and if your wrists get tired, some options, you could be on your elbows. You could also be on your elbows on some blocks, or you can have your hands on the ground, right? Now, we're gonna extend the left leg behind us. Flex that foot, bend your knee, and press up towards the sky. Who said they wanted to work on glutes? All right, now we're going to take that knee down, second side, extend the right leg, bend the knee, and press up towards the sky. When you're ready, you're going to bring that knee down. Now we're going to step forward with your left foot into a modified lunge, so your knee is on the ground and behind your hip, so you're opening the front of that hip flexor of the back leg. And if your knee is poking into the ground, definitely use a blanket. Anybody need a blanket? Incoming. All right. So, and you're just gonna breathe while I go get a blanket. All right. So, now, while you're here, and you're breathing, you're noticing that hip flexor opening up, right? And you're noticing what's happening in your body. Now we're gonna straighten the front leg, walk your hands back. Don't sit down with your butt. So your butt stays up, so now you're stretching the back of the legs. And then we're gonna inhale, body up, exhale, take your body and your head towards that straight leg. So our legs are stationary, we're just moving through the body. Inhale, body up, exhale, body down. And when you feel complete with that, the next movement, we're gonna bend that front knee, come forward, and now the movement's going to be to bend and straighten the front leg. So my heel doesn't change positions, right? My heel is just staying in the same spot, and I'm just bending and straightening that leg. And next time your knee is bent, let's step that foot back and bring the other foot forward. And again, we're gonna stay here for a few breaths and just thinking about softening the front of that hip flexor. Your back knee is behind your hip. You're breathing, noticing all the wonderful sensations. And then when you're ready, we're going to straighten that front leg, flex the foot, bring your hands back. Inhale, body away from the leg. Exhale, bring your head and body towards your leg. Any tight hamstrings? Thought it was just me. All right, so again, next time you come up, we're going to bend that front knee and come forward, and then start to just bend and straighten your front leg. Moving with your breath. And next time your front knee is bent, we're going to step back with that foot. And we're going to make our way down onto our back. And I want you to have a strap close by. And so, unless you open your mat all the way up, I'm mean you open your blanket all the way up. You can remove the mat so you don't have like a big bump under your body. So we're gonna be on our backs with the knees bent and a strap in your hand. And of course, thinking about how can you safely get yourself on your back body. And you have that strap close by, and your feet are about hip width apart. And at first, I just want you to tilt through the pelvis. So inhale, tilt your pubic bone up, exhale, tilt it down. You can feel the back of your pelvis and your low back on the floor, noticing how you're feeling. Did I say have a block close by too? Because the next thing I want you to do before we use the strap is just place a block between your thighs and gently hold on to that block. And again, you're going to inhale, tilt your pubic bone up, exhale, tilt it down. Right, so you're still just rocking through your pelvis front to back. And then making sure that your feet are close enough to your buttocks that you're gonna have a little bit of leverage. Now we're gonna inhale, lift your pelvis up, exhale, bring it down. And holding on to the block, most of us will not come up as high as we might if it were not there. You're holding on to the block, inhale, lift your pelvis up, exhale, bring it back down. And next time you come down to the ground, we're gonna take that block out, and we're gonna find our strap and place it on the padded part of your left foot, and your right knee is bent. And here, we're gonna have the leg perpendicular to the ground, if that's how our body works. And then you're gonna pivot the whole leg out, right? You're gonna turn your foot out. Nope, the leg stays pointing up towards the sky, and you're just pivoting the leg. And then you're gonna drop that right knee out to the side, so you come to the pinky toe side of your right knee. The pinky toe side of your right foot, maybe. And you're breathing and you're noticing what sensations you feel in your body. So here, we're trying to keep the thigh bone, the femur head in the socket, so we're not stretching out to the sides. We might do that later on, but we're not doing that yet. So we're gonna come back to neutral, so your foot comes back to center, your knee comes back to center, and then you're gonna pivot your leg around, so now it's like your toes, if you were what they used to call knock knee, you know, where your foot is turning in, and then you're gonna walk your right foot out a little bit and drop that right knee in towards the center. So this is helping to stretch all the muscles from the legs that go into the pelvis. Most of you know this because it's one of my favorite things to do when we're working on hips and legs. And you're just breathing and noticing what's happening in your body. And we're going to come back to neutral again. So with this one, so we're back at neutral, you're taking a breath. We're gonna hold both straps in the right hand. We're gonna lift up the right foot and reach around with your left hand towards that foot or ankle. And then possibly place that knee down on the ground. Some of you may need to let go of the foot in order to do that. And then very carefully, you are going to start to bring your left leg across the body towards the floor, relaxing your head and shoulders on the ground. And then once you're in a comfortable position, using your abdominal muscles, I know that was kind of funny, huh? You're gonna press that top hip away, like you're trying to stick out that butt cheek on your left leg. So you're trying to make your body long here. Doing great. Keep breathing. And then very carefully, when you're ready, you're gonna lift up that leg, let go of your foot, bring your knee back up to center, and then we're gonna take the strap off. And you might stay here with your knees bent, or you might extend your legs, and you're just gonna notice how you feel from side to side. Notice if it feels any differently from what we were just doing. You might wiggle through your pelvis a little bit. And then we're going to do the second side. So whenever you're ready, we're going to take the strap on the padded part of the right foot, and the left knee is bent. And again, keeping your leg perpendicular to the floor, we're gonna pivot the whole leg and foot out. And then open up the left knee coming onto the pinky toe side of the left foot. And you're gonna breathe and notice what's happening in your body. We'll come back to neutral. And again, taking the whole leg and foot and turning the foot in. And then walking the left foot out, dropping that left knee in towards the center. So the foot's turned in on one leg, the knee's turned in on the other leg, and you're breathing and noticing what's happening in your body. Like for some reason on this side, I can feel the back of my right hip much more than I felt it on the other side. So just kind of noticing what happens as we're holding these positions and relaxing to the best of our ability with our breath. We're going to come back to neutral, and both straps are going to come into the left hand. We're going to lift up the left foot, reach for the foot or the ankle, bring the knee towards the ground, and again, let go of that foot if it doesn't work for your body. Relaxing the head and shoulders on the floor. I'm going to slowly lower that leg. The right leg moves to the left side, and you're holding it with your hand in the strap, and then you're thinking about making your torso long as you're pressing that right buttock away. And I know sometimes these cues, it's like, what exactly does she want me to do? But you're listening and using your body in a way that works for you. You're still breathing. You're like so happy that you're here. And again, when you're ready, we're going to lift that leg up, let go of the foot, bring the knee back up towards the sky. And again, either with your knees bent or your legs extended, you're going to relax on the floor for a moment, maybe wiggle through your pelvis, and notice how your body's feeling. So from here, I want to do a little twist, which is always interesting. So we're going to bend the knees, and you're going to cross that right knee over the left knee. And so now you have your left foot on the floor. You're going to press into the floor with that left foot. You're going to lift your hips and pivot them to the right. Yeah, to the right, and then set them down. Pivot to the right and set them down. And it's always like your body wants to do the opposite of what I'm saying for this position. Then we're going to take the knees and slowly lower them to the left. So your hips are to the right and your knees are to the left. Yes. And your arms are stretched out, you're relaxed on the floor. So this is a nice stretch that makes its way into our psoas, and you might feel it in lots of different places. Yes? No comments. Keep breathing. And notice, take a nice deep breath here. Notice how your body feels when you're in this twisted position and you take a nice deep breath. Now, after your next exhale, let's bring those knees back up to center and then straighten out your hips. So press down with the left foot and take your hips back to center. We're going to uncross the legs. And then bring your left knee over top of the right. And again, you're going to feel your left foot on the floor, your right foot on the floor as you lift your hips and pivot them to the left this time. again, you're making sure that all the movements that we do honor your body. Keep breathing. Some interesting music happening in the background. That's music to relax by. And again, take a nice deep breath in this twisted position. And then after your exhale, let's bring those knees back to the center. And then press down with your right foot and shift your hips back to the center. And then very carefully, one at a time, let's bring the knees in towards the chest. And you can bring them as close to your body as it feels good, and you might rock side to side or take your knees in a circular motion, or you might just remain stationary there, holding on to your legs as you relax the low back into the ground. So we're taking a pause and noticing how your body feels. And then from here, one at a time, placing your feet on the floor. And we're going to grab our strap one more time and place it around the padded part of the left foot. And with this one, you can have your right leg straight on the ground, or you can keep that knee bent. So here, what I want you to do is we are going to start to bring that left leg towards your body. So you're bringing the leg toward your body using the strap. Your right leg is stretched out on the ground, or your knee is bent. And then we're going to stretch out that right leg on the ground. So now we have our left leg coming towards our body. We're using the hands or the strap to hold that leg. We're going to bring it back to neutral, so meaning that where it's perpendicular to the ground, and stretch that left arm out on the ground, and then you're going to cross that leg over the body, just like we did before, but now you have your right leg extended. You're just going to come across the body. Now, while you're here, I want you to look at your foot for a second, and I want you to move through. We call it sickling the foot, so you're like stretching your pinky toe away. Stretch is one of my favorite muscles. Do you feel that, anybody? Mm-hmm. Okay, and then you'll bring your foot flat again. And we're going to come back to the center. Now let's take the straps into the left hand. So you have your left leg, and you're holding the straps in your left hand, and we're going to open the leg out to the side. Move slowly so you are in control. Keep breathing. And then carefully bringing that leg back up to center. We're going to take the strap off and bend the knee and put that foot on the floor. And then one more time, take the strap on the padded part of the right foot, and we're going to bring the right leg towards our body, using your hands or your strap to bring that leg closer. And again, your left leg can either, you can have the knee bent and the foot flat on the ground, or you can extend it. And keep breathing. Hopefully things are feeling a little bit looser now. And then very carefully, we're going to stretch out the left leg and bring the right leg to perpendicular, taking the straps in the left hand and stretching your right arm out on the ground, and slowly bring that leg across the body. You're in control.
breathing, hopefully finding some level of comfort in this position. And then carefully bringing that leg back up to center. Holding the straps with your right hand and stretching the left arm out on the side. And then very carefully opening your leg out to the side. And control. Breathing, softening. Beautiful. When you are ready, again, we're going to come back to the center and bend your right knee, put that foot on the ground, and now we're going to be here with both knees bent and your feet on the floor and your arms down at your sides, and just feeling your body connected to the floor. Inhale, we're going to take our arms up overhead, open the knees out to the sides. And exhale, knees come together, arms come down to the sides. And if either part moving the arms, it would be okay to just move your legs or the arms, or you can move them both, but you're moving with the breath. Inhale, open. Exhale, coming back to center. And the next time that your knees are open, we're going to pause here and continue to breathe. Just 2 more breaths. And thinking about how your body might want to be for Shavasana. And then bringing the knees back together, your arms down to the sides. And asking yourself, how do you want to be for Shavasana, right? So you want to move to the wall, put your legs up the wall, you want some support under your knees, you have lots of fun props here. Anybody needs anything, bolsters or anything like that, let me know. And then getting yourself set up, some comfortable position. As you settle in, inviting your mind and your body to take the next bit of time to soften and relax.
Just So as your awareness starts to come back to your breath, body, take a moment to notice how you're feeling. Maybe recalling the intention that you set at the beginning of the practice. Noticing if your body feels how you're good, and then starting to make slow, thoughtful movements to gently reawaken. When you are in a seated position, I'm going to invite you to place one hand on your chest so that a finger touches your collarbone and the other hand on the lower part of your body so that your pinky is moving towards your pubic bone. You're taking 3 full breaths and feeling your breath in your body with your hands. Those of you who use Ujjayi, it can be really nice when you have your hands on your body and you use that Ujjayi on your exhale. For your focus, I want you to see if you can kind of notice and key into when your abdominal muscles engage as you're exhaling. Preparing for, when we leave this space, how do you want to be in the world today? So after you've thought about that, maybe set an intention, releasing your hands from your body, maybe bringing them to the ground, and we're going to stretch the right arm up in line with your ear and just reach over to the side, keeping your butt on the floor so you're just stretching through your rib cage, through your side bodies. Still breathing, you're going to turn that palm up and press like you're trying to lift the ceiling tiles up. Keep breathing. And then turning that hand down and coming back up. We'll stretch the left arm up and then coming over to the side, keeping your hips on the ground, stretching through your side body. Again, turning that palm up, pressing with that hand. A couple nice deep breaths here. just how we started class. Small circles rolling through your body. Pausing and going in the other direction. And so I'd like to thank all of you for being here and to thank all of my teachers. There have been so many, past and present, and acknowledging the lands that I live on. And let's close with the 3 planetary healing sounds. Most of you know them, but we're going to inhale our arms up and exhale the sound Hu to the heart. Inhale the arms out with the palms open, exhaling the sound Ah to the heart. Ah. And inhaling, scooping all around you and up from the ground, the sound Om to the heart. Om.